We'll go through the event groups a little bit.
Okay.
I guess we'll start with the throwers. I know Jenny Zock's returning.
Yes.
And Brett Christensen. What is kind of some of the expectations for the throws group?
Okay. You know, where we're at with our coaching staff. You know, Jenny has really come on. Has done some great things. You know, as always, I have to praise Jenny because I think she got another 4.0 this semester. So as always, you know, academically she's always at the forefront. But you know, training wise, you know, she really came on here in the last year or so. She's one of those ones that understands what it takes now. And you know, we look forward to be a scorer in 2 events, both indoors and out, being able to score in the shot put and as well as the weight and the hammer. Brett has been kind of dealing with some injuries things right now, so chances are we're probably going to redshirt the indoor season, give him a chance to kind of heal up. He hasn't been able to train that much due to this. It's a strange nagging groin injury that even after an MRI we really can't figure out what's going on. But you know, the outdoor season will be kind of touch and go. We'll kind of see, you know, as far as he's going there. Trevor Seeley's another guy who was a walk-on who just decided he wanted to kind of learn how to throw the hammer with Chris. You know, had a great year, has been doing some good things and looks to be also to be a player in the conference.
And then we'll talk about the horizontal jump group, Karik. I know Karik's struggled a little bit this fall with some nagging injuries again, but had a great track season last year and really came on with the NCAA preliminary qualifier. Talk about the jumps group a little bit with Karik and some of the vertical jumpers with the pole vaulters.
Okay. You know, that group has always been a big part of our success and is going to continue. I think Coach Blink has done a fantastic job, and he's got his hands full with by far the most technical of all the events and having to spend the amount of time he does with them. You know, Karik is what can you say? You want to talk about a guy who he is all about success, and you know, his world kind of revolves around the triple jump. So, which is what you need to be successful at this level. You know, he did have some little nagging injury things, but I think we've got those worked out now. We went to a specialist and did some pretty intensive massage therapy stuff and some active release techniques. And you know, his last week here before we left for the Christmas break seemed to be pretty good. The old Karik on the runway again, kind of had a little pop in his step. So you know, great things out of him, as well as, you know, the transfer Charles White. There's a guy that's just really panned out and has a great chance to do some pretty big things. You know, I really think he and Karik will both be challenging for a conference championship in the triple jump this year, and they both have that kind of ability level. I really excuse me, think they can do that. On the women's side, you know, Amber McEwen comes back again, you know, a 2-time defending conference champion in triple jump. And I can really say this about Amber: she's trained harder this semester than really I've ever really seen her train. She's just been focused. It's kind of that senior year. It's not really senioritis. It's that realizing that, you know, your athletic career may be coming to a close here and you want to go out with a bang. So she's done a great job. Also another great transfer, Winnie Alesso. Not quite sure where we're at with the triple jump on her, but just, you know, her pedigree coming out of high school, you know, being a 40-foot triple jumper, coming out of high school, having the big marks in the long jump, and just really, whenever we get her fit, get her over that injury she had as a senior in high school, I think she's going to be definitely a force to be reckoned with in the Southland for quite a few years. Also, too, a sleeper that we could have in the horizontal jumps is Kaylin Wright, the Huntsville native. Has really come in, has taken to the training, definitely gone through a huge physical change since she's been here. Much more athletic than she was in high school. Has taken to the weight room very well and done a great job in there. So she's somebody that's going to be able to sneak in and do some good stuff for us there. In the vertical jumps, you know, with the vault, having Coach Blinkett really going full bore, I think that's a group that's going to do really well. You know, 2 freshmen coming in, Cody Fazile and Blair Severson, 2 guys that are really motivated to jump high. And then, you know, with returning Ryan, you know, as a senior, a guy that you know, has been a top 3 competitor all the time. You know, he's going to do some great things too for us. On the women's side, just have, you know, a great crew of fun to be around freshman girl vaulters, and they always kind of brighten my day going out to practice because I can always get a good kick out of them, and they're motivated and doing some great things too. So really looking forward to see what they do, in their first season.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the combined events. I know Morgan and Danielle had good seasons last year. Josh Sigmund, who was a freshman last year, really came on towards the end of the outdoor season in the decathlon. Obviously, Matt Johnson, All-American last year.
Sure.
Represented the USA twice at the Pan Am Games and at the Thorpe Cup. And then newcomer Oliver.
Okay. We'll go ahead and talk about Matt first and foremost. What a great year. The really breakout year for Matt. And, we're making some decisions that are based on his long-term career. So Matt will be redshirting this year. The reasoning behind that, people may or may not know, but up through October when Matt was competing in the Pan Am Games, that was about almost his 15th straight month of training. So he was tired. And so we've decided to give him time off. He took completely off after the Thorpe Cup up until right around Christmas break. And so he's kind of got back into training again. So he'll be redshirting this year, but that gives him a complete year indoors and outdoor next year in order for him to to come back and do some great things for us. He's going to be in line and ready to go for the Olympic trials. Obviously he's already represented the United States twice, which is just a fantastic honor. And in the decathlon, even though he's been doing it 4 years now, he is just a baby. He is just now scratching the surface of his ability. And so we really have to kind of look and do some things for him down the line as a possible professional career.
How do you think he took to the experience of representing the USA and getting to see some other elite level international athletes?
Yeah. Well, always that's great. The Thorpe Cup was a great introduction because, yes, it's international. Yes, you're representing the United States, but it's not quite such a big stage. I won't lie, he probably got to Pan Am and was a little bit wide-eyed, I'm sure, because that was a huge event for him. But at the same time, he's taken to it, and I think he realized now that he's at that level, and his training is at the point where he's going to be able to do those kind of things. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do in the next 4 to 8 years, which is really where he'll progress in his career. Morgan, as always, is a senior. She'll be missed. What a great kid. But someone who has really come along and has come from a walk-on status to someone who's, one of our top female athletes, to be honest with you. We come in and we look at Morgan being a medal winner, every year at the conference meet, and she's someone that, is also going to be in contention for a Southland Conference Championship. Sophomore Allison Pettit, really coming along, has so many great tools and possibilities to do some great things. So really excited about how she takes to it. Once again, sophomore year, this year, it's not surviving your freshman year like it always is, and really hoping that the full potential of her abilities is going to come out. On the guys' side, having a sophomore and a freshman, and Josh coming back, scoring right at 6,500 points in your freshman year is a great accomplishment for a guy who's never really done the deck before. Has done a little bit of stuff, but in your first year, in previous years, that's been a top 4 or 5 competitor in the conference meet, and he's a guy that definitely is a guy that could be medal contention this year. And then Oliver, man, same thing with him, a guy that comes in and, for those that don't know, he's a freshman from Germany and has never really done any type of power speed training before. Loves the training, loves the weather, obviously, and another guy who has really changed himself physically since he started. Doing great things in the weight room, and in decathlon, that translates to success on the track as well.